So, Andy, what sort of mistakes do people make when they're planning for retirement generally?
I think people often underestimate, firstly, how much they might need in retirement. So I guess a good starting point to try and help with this is to go through an expenditure questionnaire to try and work out how much money you're spending today. You can kind of use that in future to project how much you might need as a lump sum. I appreciate that's quite a complicated example. You may want to speak to a financial advisor to specifically help with that. But with the actual pensions themselves and the investments, with workplace pension schemes, you're automatically enrolled into, firstly, the pension, but your employer selects the investment for you. Typically, that's something which is called a lifestyle fund. Right. How the lifestyle funds work is in your early years, it's got quite a high equity content, which is higher risk. And that's because in your younger years, it's a long-term investment. What the lifestyle funds do is when you get closer to retirement age, it gradually de-risks. Now, that may or may not be right for some people, depending on their circumstances. I think where something could potentially go really wrong with this is, let's say you've been set up into a workplace pension scheme, into the lifestyle fund. The document is given to a member of staff, understanding their pension options. Someone might naturally go in their early 20s, oh, I'm cautious, I don't quite understand investing. And if they then opt to go from a lifestyle fund into something cautious, and if they do that from a young age in your early 20s and you stick in that for the rest of your life, that's going to be disastrous over a long-term period, because potentially you're missing out on 30 years of compounded investment growth.
Indeed.
So something to be careful of. I would suggest if you're not financially confident with investments, before switching any investments in your workplace pension scheme, best to speak to a professional.